The urgent search continues for a missing submersible. The Titan disappeared during a mission to explore the wreckage of the Titanic. 5 people are on board, including the founder and CEO of OceanGate Expeditions. OceanGate owns the Titan. Research vessel Polar Prince lost contact with the crew after about an hour and 45 minutes on Sunday. This afternoon, the U.S. Coast Guard says it's working around the clock to find the missing vessel.
Yeah, so right now all of our efforts are focused on finding the sub. What I will tell you is we have a group of our nation's best experts in the Unified Command, and if we get to that point, those experts will be looking at what the next course of action is.
The sub is part of the OceanGate Expeditions tour, which offers passengers unique opportunities to explore the wreckage of the Titanic at a reported cost of $250,000 per person. And according to a tweet from the U.S. Coast Guard, C-130s from the Coast Guard Air Station Elizabeth City completed 2 searches last night for that missing vessel. We reached out to the base and we're still waiting to hear more about the efforts of the local military. The Navy is also involved in the search and rescue planning. Our Stephanie Hudson spoke with a retired Navy submariner today about this dire situation.
Amy, Ted Vorce served on 2 Navy submarines. He told me when something happens at that depth, it can be tragic in an instant, but there is still hope.
It's scary, and I can't imagine what those guys are going through. I mean, I've been on a submarine when we lost our oxygen, and we had to make our own burning candles.
Watching news coverage of the search for the missing sub brings back a flood of memories for Tony Vorce.
It was back in the day when you could still smoke, and you couldn't hardly keep a cigarette lit. Was how low the oxygen got.
By Coast Guard estimates, the 5-person crew on board the submersible called Titan should have about 36 hours of oxygen left as of 5 p.m. Vorce recalls burning candles for 2 weeks to create oxygen, indicating hope, even if they aren't found by Thursday.
I'm hoping they have some kind of function, and I'm hoping they haven't gone to a depth where they're at crush depth.
Crush depth is when the sub sinks so deep it implodes due to water pressure. The Titan is designed to go to depths of 13,000 feet. It submerged on its dive to the Titanic wreckage on Sunday morning. The Polar Prince research ship lost contact with it about an hour and 45 minutes later.
That's the scary part. With losing communications that fast, it almost sounds like it's something a little more tragic.
On Navy subs, Vorce says there's a chicken switch, an emergency blow that forces the ship to the surface. We've not been able to determine if the Titan has anything like that.
I'm hoping that they're sitting there and they're still fine and they can be rescued.
The Coast Guard indicated the search for the missing sub is taking place on the surface and underwater. So again, we know that aircraft from Elizabeth City have been used in this. They're also using sonar and underwater robot or rope connected to the ship. If they find it, depending on what they find, that will determine the next steps. Stephanie Hudson, 10 on your side.